Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be analysis of some of the more popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. One quick clarification here, I will be using the 1 hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called in case you're a beginner, represents 1 hour's worth of time. So first market we'll take a look at is the NQ, and as a reminder, even if you just trade the MNQ, these charts mimic one another. So what I talk about here, you could apply over on the MNQ. But overall, very, very impressive late session bounce as the price is coming up here. It's actually now doing battle with this red line that I talked about in previous videos, right there around 20,210. And you can see that it remains just very stubborn. I mean, right here, multiple rejections. And then the problem today was not necessarily breaking above it. It broke above it there. 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 But it's staying above it that has been a massive challenge. So in my mind, that is the big challenge going into the next session. Not necessarily breaking above that level, but can the price actually stay above that level? And if it can, then not that far away, you're going to have to keep a close eye on that purple line right there, 50-period moving average, which you can see has a history of rejecting the price down. But like I said, one step at a time, and the first key step is, can the price at least stay up above the $20,210 mark? So keep an eye on that dynamic. In terms of areas of support, we got a pretty emphatic answer in terms of where the buyers are hanging out at now, and that is just simply where did the bleeding stop today. That was right down there at 19,770. You can see not once, but twice. So there was the first attempt for the bears to keep on pressing. That failed. Then they tried again right there. That failed, and then up it went from there. So 19,770 going to be the key battleground to watch next week from the support standpoint. But yeah, overall, very nice bounce here. Let's see if it can carry that momentum into the session for next week. Next one here, we are taking a look at the ES, and the ES also had a very nice bounce. A little bit different than the NQ because you can see here, this one has actually been able to peek its head up over that purple line there. Now, I would offer a word of caution just because we've had some instances here where the price has peeked its head up above that area only to fail back down. Now, is that to say that that's guaranteed to happen again? Of course not. There are no guarantees. Just something to throw out there that, yeah, that's assuming you're bullish, of course. Yeah, that's a good step in the right direction. But, definitely keep in mind that dynamic too. But as far as supports, these levels ultimately did hold up, and I would still say that they're going to be key levels going into the next session. First one being 57.45, and I say that because you can see during this hourly period here, look right where it bounced, right off that line. And I promise I have not moved that line. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back in the archive, and you can see that I had that line right there. Then the secondary area of support down here at 57.22. As far as next battlegrounds are concerned in terms of resistance levels, next one I'm very curious about right around here, the 58.20 mark. So we'll see if that can come into play. And then next level after that, right up here at these highs, right around 58.55. But all in all, nice close to this session here, and we'll see if this can find more momentum going into next week. Next one here, the YM, looking at the Dow Jones 500. And overall, I think a relatively disappointing day, all things considered. This one had been doing such a good job of holding strong. And then this morning, it fell down through the bottom of the channel. Now, to give credit's due, after falling, it quickly snapped back inside of the range. But if I would have guessed, I would have thought that this one would have been knocking on the door of the upper part of the channel, if not pushing through there, given how strong the other ones were. But because of that opening shift downwards, it just had to play the rest of the day kind of recovery. So all things considered, I mean, nothing has really changed in the sense of, now I realize from a day trading standpoint, well, yeah, a lot was going on. It came all the way down here, then it came all the way back up there. Fair enough. But from just the bigger picture point of view, the price is still now stuck inside of this sideways channel. So not a lot has changed from that vantage point. So moving into the next sessions, 42.415, key level of support, 43.165, key level resistance as at the top of the channel. So still just a lot of choppiness back and forth within the channel. We are now moving out of the indices and into the oil market, specifically taking a look at crude oil, so CL. And overall, the trend line here that I drew in the previous video is holding strong. So there is still somewhat of an upwards trend to it. The price was also able to get up above that purple line there, 50-period moving average, which it's not been able to do for quite a while. So that was a good solid move. Granted, it pulled back, but even with the pullback, still staying above that purple line. So above the purple line, that's bullish. Above the trend line, that's bullish. So there are some attributes that are starting to shift and make it a little bit more plausible to suggest that maybe the bulls are finding some footing. With all that being said, though, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And the big bit of work that you got to think a lot of people will be watching next week is all about that pink line up there, which on my chart is denoting that 200 period moving average. So that is certainly going to be a very, very key technical level to watch next week. And then if the price can break up through there, next key overarching level right up around the 69.25 mark. But yeah, overall, that'll be a very interesting dynamic to see how it plays out. If the price can, like I said, push up through that level. So keep an eye on those couple of areas of resistance. But all in all, assuming you're bullish, like I said, the trend is still there. It's trying to make a move upwards, but I'm very curious next week to see, can the price push up through that 200 period moving average? Grab your popcorn. Now we're moving into the precious metals and specifically gold. So GC, and not really a whole lot to say. So this, I don't think I'm going to talk about this much longer, just because, like I said, this will mean more to those that have watched past videos. But even if you haven't, it's pretty easy summary. The sideways channel continues. That's really the best I have for you. You can see here within these lines, just chop, 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 and more chopping today. Price did come up near the top of the channel at 29.40, but ultimately got rejected back down. But even on the rejection, it didn't, technically speaking, didn't even test the bottom part of this channel. But nonetheless, got somewhat close there and there. But both instances, the price did bounce back up. So yes, again, from a day trading standpoint, sure, there was quite a bit going on. I mean, this was some pretty crazy movement right here. Big move up and then the move down. But taking a step back and looking at multiple sessions as we're doing here, yeah, just the sideways channel continues. So in the next week, it's all about bottom of the channel support, 29.06, top of the channel resistance, 29.40. Who is ultimately going to win out? Maybe we'll get our answer next week. So that wraps up the analysis, and if you did not yet check out that link, be sure to check out the link that you saw there. That'll take you to Take Profit Trader, which is the futures prop firm that I use and I would recommend. So whether you're in the prop firm world already, or maybe you're thinking about getting into it, I would highly encourage you to check them out. They have a great payment policy. You can request payments as much as you want for any amount, and they have great customer service. A lot of things to like about them. Make sure you use that link as they're running their current promotion, 30% off, and then no activation fee, which is a $130 value in and of itself. And they're also open to people pretty much around the world. Now, if you see your country on that list, sorry, they're not going to be open to you. But if your country is not on that list, then you would be able to sign up and use them. So be sure to check them out. As far as these videos are concerned, as always, if you like these, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super easy and free way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.